Good morning, everyone. Good morning here on Friday morning, Alchemy of Soldering. Nice to see everybody. Let's see if looks like it's still moving. Yay. Okay, here we are. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, 12 noon here on the East. And let's see who shows up. But this will be a recorded version anyway. So let me just see if Christina's on. There's usually a little bit of a delay. So good morning, good morning. I know we've been doing a lot of stuff this week for soldering, for all the way through the alchemy of soldering. I have been really excited about the Intentional Metalsmithing that's upcoming. Oh my gosh, so exciting. Christina and I have been working so hard. The site looks beautiful. So I'm super, super excited. Yay! Hello! Okay, hi Cecile. Good, good. Okay, you never know. It's like there's a little bit of a delay here. There's Christina. Good morning, and Tamara. A little bit of a delay before, like a minute behind. So nice to see everybody showing up. Sherry and Cheryl, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, so nice to see you guys. I'm wearing my Milan piece this morning, and I actually just got this dress. It might be part of my attire for when I go out to Milan, and that's only 3 months away. Is that crazy? Good morning, everybody. I want to make sure that I scroll upward so I don't miss everything. Hello, Nancy. Welcome to Alchemy of Soldering. This is the beginning course that's complimentary for you guys. As you guys know, I'm an alternative silversmith. I was trained as an artist at the Art Institute of Chicago, and then I went to Southern Illinois University. After that, I thought, oh my gosh, okay, what are you going to do with an art degree? Now I have to make a life for myself and figure out what's next. Hi, Barbie. Nice to see you. So I was like, now it's time for me to, oh, thank you. Now it's time for me to make a life for myself and figure out what I can do my body of work around. Because if you're an artist or a silversmith or a jeweler, if you really are putting your true heart into your work, you will put your whole life into your work. I see different work from doctors. I see different work from engineers, from nurses, from all the different fields, from archaeologists, from architects, and so interesting. You just see so much different work in there. Did my question? Oh, put your questions in the chat. I am here. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you. Yes, put your questions in the text. I am here. I'm going to be here today to answer questions for people about a couple things: the upcoming course, any tools. I'm going to be showing up here. Once I'm going to be showing up here on a regular basis, not as much as I have been this week, but a regular basis to kind of talk people through at the beginning stages. Guess what? We're finally getting ready to open up Intentional Metalsmithing. You can look for the program on Monday. Oh my gosh, Christina did amazing. I have to do such a compliment. Yes, see, this is my yoga, the outstretch, the reaches. I talk about all of my yoga, so I outreach it here. I've got my prayers hanging. I outreach here. I've got prayers hanging. Goes down into here, outreach. The rest of my piece is brought into a long negative space. When you guys go, if you guys have been through my courses, you understand there's one of my courses that's so amazing, and it's about positive and negative space, and it's about assembly and connection. So that's a really cool one. And then it goes down into the final grounding piece, and this is actually a piece from Maku, and goes into another yoga stretch. So this is one of the main pieces that are going to Milan. So I thought I'd wear it today. How? It's all about, I talked on one of my jewelry talks about, your shapes, what you love. And it's like you can see here, I'm really exploring and working with concave. Oh, I had a ring with me today, but I must have taken it off and put it down. It's like concave. I'm exploring the concave shape. Yay, learning what the workshops are. Okay, so here is how you want to do the workshops. Monday, we're going to open up the workshops, and you can either pick one module. So there's 6 modules altogether. All of my work that I do stems from these 6 modules. I have done for 3 years, when I really started putting this nomadic tool set together. I actually have worked with only this tool set for about 2 years, and now I'm back in my studio more, not traveling this past year. So I've done, I worked with my drill more and my jeweler's wheel and all of that. But all of my jewelry that I have and I do is all created from this process that I'm showing you guys, and all these techniques. This is in the wire, this is in the box, this is in assembly, this is negative and positive space, this is the first module that talks about bezels expanded. So it's all here, guys. It's really interesting. I don't even know if I need to add anything else more to it. This is bezels expanded, this. So the way that you can take the courses is you can pick one module, and it's $197 so it's under $200 for each module a piece. If you pick 3 modules that you want to do, which are 3 different techniques, it's $499. So it's under $500. You get a little bit of a discount if you pick 3. And if you do the whole program, it's called a self-study program because you get all of your modules at one time, and that one is $997. So it's a self-study. So it's under $1,000 for the whole 6 months. This will open up on Monday, and Christina, if you make sure you're on the mailing list, Christina's sending out, she's sending out actually a mailer, so you guys will get all the updates. Man, this girl is working hard over here. So from that, the book, we're just a couple weeks away from the book. Sorry, I have to get this out of here. We're a couple weeks away from the book. We're in the final stages. It's really exciting. I'm so excited about this self-published book. I self-published before with Making Connections, and the nice thing about it is that I can put whatever, all the comments that I hear from you guys, I can put into this book. Everything that I need to know that you guys are asking me, I can put into this book. There's not an editor that's editing out anything. So there you go. Christina's on there. Registration opens Monday. There's exactly what you guys can do. The book comes with any and all. There's so many beautiful things in the book. All these beautiful artists that you guys are seeing their work in the Intentional Metalsmithing group, in this group here. I've had some students for 2 years. I've had some students for 1 year. We just closed out the second time around. And there's a lot of work from students that are in here, so you can see what type of work you can move towards. My work is in there, and then I have working artists from the field who, this is their living. This is how they make money as a living, as an artist, as a designer, and their work is in there too. So there's specific people who I admire who use caging or use bezels expanded in their work, and I want to really include some of these other artists too. So the book will be available for anyone who is in Making Connections as an ebook. You guys will have, you guys will have the option to get it printed, and the price is, there's going to be a little bit of price in there because I don't know how much yet, but we'll let you guys know. You'll definitely have it as an ebook. You certainly can upgrade it to a hard copy or to like a spiral. I'm not sure yet if it needs to be like in your studio as a spiral. That's what spirals are good for. Or, a hard copy is like a gallery book for your coffee table. So those are coming and coming and coming closer and closer. So in the meantime, oh my gosh, the site is gorgeous, and we're actually, I talk about in this course, it really is, we're all getting onto this site. As soon as you take 1 class or 6 classes, you will, if you're in the original, yes. So Lisa, if you've already taken the course in Intentional Metalsmithing, the book is coming for you automatically. So no worries. Like everyone who has paid for the course, the ebook is coming. For people who have donated some of their work into the course, I think we're getting a printed copy. Let's check that out and see. So if you've already purchased Intentional Metalsmithing, you will have it forever, and you'll get the copy of the book. So that's how it's working, you guys. It's, this is, Christina had this whole brainstorm of this course, and I sat and listened to her, and I, kind of trusted her, and I trusted myself, and, I've been a jeweler for 30 years, so I just kind of trusted this whole process of really mentoring people to put their work out in the world. It's my spiritual journey, it's my physical journey, it's my mental journey, of the way that I'm moving through life, this I've found, like the first year I really had to trust, because really, and all of us in the group, we trusted. And I got this response so many times. I ask people who come into intentional metalsmithing to trust the process, where you can open up, feel safe, feel comfortable. One of the things I do best is I open up a space where people can come into the space and nobody is going to put you down because you want to put a rock, or you want to put a stone, or you want to put a baby doll on your work. You know what I mean? It's like your work is your work. And it's so important for all of us as artists, especially in these times now, is to really bring your real, authentic work out there. In my dreams at night, I'm dreaming like this. It really is like your own spiritual process through this course, plus learning all, for me, I feel like I teach creativity through metalsmithing, through silversmithing, and you get to make some pretty amazing pieces too. But it really is about self-realization. It's about learning materials. It's about learning a skill. It's about having a way to express yourself artistically in the world. And if you're working your work authentically, you'll sell your work. And people who are in this course know that. The closer you get to putting your own work out there authentically, the what happened to the book? the book is like in its final stages, so no worries. The book is coming. Just because the course has ended, my first course, I put together the whole idea of this book through my first group of intentional metalsmithing. I saw what questions everybody had, what type of things that I thought were important to teach you, how we interacted, what we needed through this whole process. So the book now is ready, so through this last year, it's like and with my second group, I put together more information. Christina grabbed information, we grabbed information from people. So it's a culmination of 2 years of teaching this course. And if you're in the first or second intentional metalsmithing, you're a part of this book, because if you've asked questions, this book is really about all of us all together. So no Alchemy of Soldering Facebook group will be closed at the, no, Alchemy of Soldering Facebook group will be closed at the end of the month or shortly after. Okay, so this is what Christine is saying, and she's going to be sending out mailers. Will the release of Making Connections be the same as the original book, or will there be updates to the original? Okay, so Cecilia, we have not even, okay, that's coming, the Alchemist, wait, did you ask me Making Connections? Okay, so we actually have talked about that briefly, but there's a big book launch coming with that. So with Making Connections, there's going to be changes and updates to it, but there also will be film and different products and different pieces and, film that goes along with the book. So, with the purchase of a book, which you may already have the book, but, I'll be adding that to like the itinerary. But with that comes, film and projects and, like this piece here, I find many times that I just need to add cold joins into my vocabulary of building jewelry. This right here is a cold join, like the ability to make a cold join. This is making connections, This actually is a hinge bracelet. This can be also worn as an ankle bracelet, which I love. So, this is a hinge. So all of these type of ideas are in Making Connections, but that's not going to be launched until April. So after we get this started, we're both moving into a course, a more advanced course. You would have to have had the preliminaries of being in intentional metalsmithing to get into a membership that I'm having, a monthly membership where I'm meeting with people, giving tips, inspirations, creativity, and talking about kind of the next steps after intentional metalsmithing is what that's about. So there you guys go. And Christina's there answering the questions. Okay. So you will get the immediate access to, so whether all the new people who are coming in on Alchemy of Soldering, I realized, and thank you, Mary Jo. Mary Jo actually wrote me a letter and she was like, oh, if you were asking questions when I show up here about how do you solder together a large hollow form, how do you, Alchemy of soldering isn't going to answer all your questions. It gets you used to thinking jewelry. It gets you used to building. So get into the other courses. There's a whole course on caging, which is amazing, which not only, where do I have? Okay, let me show you guys this piece. There's a whole section on caging, which shows you direct caging pieces, but I'm also encouraging you to stretch. So this is a piece here that I built that I'm really excited because I actually am putting, oh my gosh, when you guys see me next time, I'm gonna be looking so cute. This is gonna go right inside here. I need some cold join information to be able to have this open and close, be able to hook it and get this even and get this centered, so I'm deciding where my hooks are going on, where things are going. So, that's information. So this is like a takeoff of caging. People built, and also from the first module, oh my God, I love that first module, which is bezels expanded, so this is kind of a takeoff of bezels expanded. There's going to be a lot more information on all of the chapters. So if you're on a budget and you're like, ooh, which one should I pick? I probably would start with the first one, and then, the first one is really expanding your consciousness. Yeah, we have plans so far to change up. Okay. Yeah, so don't worry. Yes, all of this. Thank you, Christina. She's got everything down. Thank you. So, next week we're actually going to be able to, if you keep your eyes out and you're on the fence or you're on a budget, you'll get to see like a really kind of a good couple minute, like a 4-minute layout of what each chapter, each module is about, which will be really fun. So, it's like, there's one that really is on the whole vocabulary of working with wire, flattened wire, wire hugs, why it moves, how to, what to do when you want it expanded, what to do if I want to make it look elegant, or, if I'm using gems, I sometimes can dirty it down a little, the use of fossils and gems and kind of this mix. But this is actually a whole culmination from making, from the whole course, Intentional Metalsmithing, right guys? You had it? This is my piece I had on the other day. This one is on the way to Milan. I didn't want to wear this today because I wore it the other day, but this one was a performance piece, and I have my pieces on here, my metal on here. It actually is a bracelet. And, this, because I do runway and I do performance pieces, this really is not meant to eat your dinner in, but so this is like on the assembly page. This is, just really shows you assembling like multiples and how. Okay, about your torch head. How often have you needed to replace it? I'm on my second one now, and I don't think I use mine as much as you do. You know what? I did the whole Intentional Metalsmithing series, including Alchemy of Soldering, which you guys have already watched because you're on the Facebook site, on one can. But I think, you know what, the more and more you get used to it, you don't have to go through cans very much. Oh my gosh, though, I have been for 2 months in my studio nonstop, and I probably have went through 2 cans, I bet. But like, I'm building, wait till you guys see, my store is opening tomorrow. I have a sale tomorrow. Come onto my site. Everything was built with this whole process and all the, all the chapters, all the, I think you guys got some nice, is this a long one? Yeah. I'm doing, I'm doing just like gems, rows of gems that I can't wait till summer comes to wear my long gems like this. My staff, to me, it's like in the summertime, you don't really need much more than beautiful gems. And, my idea is to really have, gems all the way down to here and have my bangles on. I'm done, so you build all these pieces. This is a good time to get into your studio. Okay, so you can work with copper, no problem. Oh, the torch head, not the can. Oh my gosh. I feel like my torch head, I've used my torch head for at least a year. Wow, you're already on your second. Well, wow, sometimes you get a bad one. Because you know what I used to, okay, Intentional Metalsmithing, you can get on Monday, Intentional Metalsmithing. We're selling it Monday, so you'll be able to get onto that, and you get, this is like a self-study, so you have all of your courses all at one time. You can take your time through them and get onto the site. I'm going to be on Intentional Metalsmithing, talking and keeping up with people. You know, as I've been getting onto Alchemy and Soldering, like, you know, recently, I am going on there once a month, as I've done in the last program, answer questions, maybe throw out a couple new ideas, inspire creativity. Like, that's what I do for Intentional Metalsmithing. So that's a given. It's just that it'll be not just for, you know, we're not all focusing on like one chapter, we're all focusing kind of on a couple different chapters, you know, at the same time. Some people will be on one chapter, some will be on the other. So when we meet, I'm just there to answer questions, and I have my crew that helps answer questions as we go. So pretty cool. It's a really cool course. I was so excited when we closed down the last course, and, you know, all the comments that I heard from the students that were in the last course. How exciting. It made me feel so good. So I know I'm on the right track because I feel good, gives me energy, and, you know, we have such a nice community. And now we're going to have a nice community with Intentional Metalsmithing, you know, just like we do with Alchemy and Soldering. So, oh, yours started leaking. If it drops, sometimes it gets top heavy when your gas gets low and it drops. And then so she's talking about her can of, where is my can? Oh, here it is. This is like almost out. So mine is like almost out, and it gets top heavy. But when I would bring these, I used to, you know, when I would travel and teach, I had, you know, I would have like 15, 16 students in a classroom. So I'd have 16 heads, and maybe I would lose one each time, because it really gets used to the way you work it, the way you click it. You're gonna get used to this like anything else, you know. Your torch head becomes what you're used to using. You're gonna, you know, you'll get so familiar with heating up your screens, with, you know, when to hit, when to do this, where you need to go. It gets easier and easier. That's why I always recommend getting in your studio 2 to 3 times a week, and you know, and you really just grow and grow and grow. So anyone knows me from IM knows I don't, well, there's anyone who really wants to join Susan's community. No, it's right. Wait, I will have a way for you to purchase more modules later. Yes, that's right. So you guys, it is true. It's like, you know what, if you are on a budget and you want to start with one, start at I would suggest starting at the beginning. I know some people, you will learn a lot even if you're a goldsmith or a silversmith. I've had a lot of goldsmiths and silversmiths and accomplished artists that have taken this course from me last year and the year before especially, you know, and really it just grows you on who you are and who, you know, what you're doing. So you absolutely can get in, and so it is opened up on Monday. I would start with the first one, you know, and then the second one is really, so it's like you have Alchemy of Soldering, which is the whole basics of using the tools and even building a couple pieces, you know, like these stacker rings here, and there's a hollow form right here, but, you know, and then the next step is this intentional metalsmithing, which, you know, there's jeweler saw in there, there's you know, tips for jeweler saw, tips in the studio, tips to expand, you know, like into chokers, into bracelets. I always show a bracelet and like a jewelry piece, and then I push you to move on and to think of your objects and your pieces. This is actually from the wire chapter, you know, from the book. It's like the wire chapter is, you know, the way these shapes are, the way this shapes around. I talk about how to set the wire, how to work with wire in your work, and that's from after. Okay, so then after the wire chapter, there's another one that expands on wire, and it brings you out wider, and it shows you really how to work wire and soldering and adding, and, you know, if you want extensions, it's the only way I can get really these extensions here, what gauges. All that stuff is answered in these modules. Does that make sense? Good. Did I miss any questions from anyone? I want to make sure I'm not just talking and talking and talking. But yeah, so, and remember you guys, if you are used to using a different torch, use your other torch. You're still going to love this course. Use your I actually used to always use my acetylene tanks. I've got the big acetylenes, but I like this because I do workshops in Morocco, in India, in Mexico. I used to do workshops in the United States. When I have students come into my studio, we can relax, and everybody has their own soldering station. We don't have to keep getting up to use the soldering torch and wait in line, and you can get a lot done, and then I can just walk around and assist people, here. Plus you can be, if you have a small studio or a home studio or not such a well ventilated studio, this torch really saves the day, because you can use this in small homes, small studios, and you don't have to worry about all the toxic gases. The gases from here sink, so you're not just breathing it in. You guys are really going to love this course. It's very well organized, I promise you. There's been so many good things that were said, and I even have, here's some of the people I'm super excited about. My big long necklace was built in sections. Yes, okay, yes, a section can be removed. So this is how I have it here. And I would have done this all the way down, but it's like, why wouldn't I build a piece? Look at that. It's gonna sit right here. Is that cute, or is that cute? So just in case I don't want to do the big splash, I actually have these pieces out, but so this does come apart, and why not? I should have it, I might actually go back in and have it come apart, like maybe right here or something, because this is also a nice stopping point. So then you could decide if you want to hit right here, and maybe you just want to wear a piece like this by itself, so actually if I wanted to, I could just hook this onto another piece. So usually I do have a lot of removable jewelry and pieces that come apart and go back together again. It makes it nice, because this is an amazing wall piece. Oh my God, this is really a piece. So the way, I show all these different kind of connections. I show all of this throughout the course, so this, to me, this one is going to be in runway. This one is I do Milan Jewelry Week, and that's with Italian Vogue Accessories, the editor of Italian Vogue Accessories. So that's really exciting. It's really, oh my God, it's such a beautiful event. I go early June, and I'll be behind the scenes filming and showing you guys, and as I get closer to the event, I'll have more photos from last year. Was COVID, so we didn't, but so Christine is answering a lot of your guys' question. Self-study version, so all the modules will be available for you immediately. So you might go in and watch all the modules, and then go in and just focus on one. And they kind of are set up where they add to each other. I made sure at the very beginning, if you are taking them all, if you do order them all, I would start at the beginning and move forward. If you're just jumping into different sections, like for instance, Bezels Expanded, which is the first of the 6, I'm showing some essential, I'm showing a few more essential tools like jeweler's saw and, just some other connecting type of soldering, pick soldering. I'm showing sweat soldering. I'm showing different types of soldering. And then when you go into the wire course, I'm showing you how to manipulate, forge wire, how to work wire, what wire's about. I talk all about wire. I show you different wires. You're going to be tired of wire by the time you get to the end of this one. And then the third course is all about expanding on the wire, So it's like the wire chapter is almost like Alchemy of Soldering, where you're just learning tools and forging and hammers and anvils and some pretty cool techniques and bangle bracelets, and then you go into, this piece here is Bezels Expanded. There were a couple people that were asking questions. I taught this workshop in Mexico, and it was pretty amazing, this bracelet, because I didn't realize it was anything to struggle with, and I had people that took 3 days to make it, but once you made it, you had it down, So these are also going to be in my sale. I've got gorgeous bangle bracelets, simple ones that are not that expensive, that are just used to fill in, and then some pretty powerful, vibrationally charged with gorgeous gems. So, that's kind of the way things are. But I think it'll be really pretty. So pop onto my store, just to look around. People have always asked me, can you keep pieces up for a little bit longer because they like to look at it as a gallery. So this piece will be on there too. So I think, we're not gonna, as people purchase, we're not gonna take them off right away. So make sure you scroll through and then we'll take them off the next day. Okay, we always give forever access to the courses that you purchase. And that means for as long as I'm I have Kajabi open, you guys have this site available to you. Now it's been 2 years. So there's people here who have, maybe not 2 years. We started it, Christine and I met 2 years ago. So like a year and a half. So this is like the launch that we're launching, and we're just gonna, we're developing this group, we're coming into the group. So in case Susan doesn't see this question, it's the Self-Pickling Flux from Rio Grande. Okay, I've looked into Amazon and Rio, and it's not the one she uses. Oh, don't worry about it, you guys. I just use a Self-Pickling Flux. It has a lime green color. There's all different kinds of fluxes. I prefer liquid. If I do get, if I'm traveling, I will bring along like a paste flux, but I always mix enough water in there to make it a liquid. I don't use paste. There's too much flux. So when I'm going to India or when I go to teach in Morocco, I'm gonna have, I'll bring like a container of flux because I'm sure it's not gonna leak. Whenever we're going, I have my students bring their soldering station. And you guys saw, I showed up on Alchemy of Soldering, and it's on this course. I showed the bag that carries your soldering station with you. So when we go to Morocco, everybody has to bring that soldering station with them. And then I have the gas waiting for us in Morocco. Same with India, same with Mexico, same with, you'll get used to it, just bringing your bag around with you. It's been an expensive week. Looks like it's getting more expensive. Well, Debbie, you can always, oh my God, you're so cute. Listen, this is an investment, but I am setting you up so you can sell your work. Build a couple pieces and sell your work. It's like, don't worry. We are working here for the summer. Summer will open up to fairs. When our world opens back up again, people are looking for artwork. There's fairs, there's online, there's a lot of different places. I think, you guys have had the Alchemy of Soldering now, and you bought your materials and let it all sink in. You could sell a couple of your pieces right now. There were students who are selling their pieces right out of Alchemy of Soldering, and now you're funding. I promise you, this $1,000 is nothing compared to, I always get nervous about things, and I think about it like as nothing. I get stressed out, like, oh my God, look at how many gems I'm buying, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's hard if you're not used to it. I was just telling my daughter this. My daughter is starting, and she has to put a big investment into what she's doing. To you and I, it maybe wouldn't be that big, but to her, it's a big investment. She's very young, and you get nervous. It's a little bit hard to sleep at night when you put $1,000 into a course. But I promise you, really, if you're gonna show up and be here with us, you're gonna feel safe and sound and happy. You're gonna grow spiritually, you're gonna grow personally, you're gonna grow creatively, and you're gonna grow technically with your techniques. You could hear from most people in here, if you put your time in, if you can get into your studio. Yay! Oh, yay, Leslie! You are coming to Morocco. Yeah. Oh, good. I always work with Dead Soft, yes. And you guys will see all of these questions, you guys, are going to be in the module. So I talk and in the book. So that's coming too. It's actually very affordable if you break it down. We spend 3 times that to see you live. Yes. When people fly out to Mexico, you're spending $1,200, and then we go out to dinners and we do fun things. So one trip to Mexico, you're not going to learn what you learn here. One trip to my studio, I charge $850 to come out to my studio for 3 days. So really, this is such a good deal. The other students, when I did a mentored, for the first and the second course, I did a mentored version, and it was $1,400 because we I showed up every week for people. I showed up every month for people. I worked through a lot of personal stuff. We wrote the book together. We did all this, you know. So these guys at the beginning, well, you guys get the benefits from that too, you know. So taking several classes. Oh, thank you, Sherry, for saying that. So here's Sherry. See, read this. Sherry is saying that she has. I know Sherry personally. She has been out to Mexico. She's taken several classes for many years, and she did the intentional metalsmithing. And she said she really loves having the online videos of all the techniques because I can watch them multiple times. If I'm struggling with the technique, she goes back, and it's worth the money. Thank you, Sherry, for saying. Will us people who have done the class in the past, yeah, still follow Joanne. I was so happy. It's so okay. From the original course, probably half the people came back in, and you know what I found? Oh my gosh, they were my biggest helpers because at first I asked the original group. This time I won't ask anyone, but when I came back in with the second group, I was like, you know what, you guys don't post your biggest work because I don't want people to get intimidated seeing everything at one time, like from students, because it makes people anxious. If you know, one thing you have to do is be in the moment, and I talk about that in one of my jewelry talk, which is always on YouTube TV. I talk about being in the moment, and the yoga breath is on here, and I'm doing another recording of that. And you know, really, if you're in the moment, and who cares if everyone else is building a piece like this, you go in and you put your time in, and you're gonna get there. You can see everybody getting there. You can, you know, and there's encouraging. Our site is always encouraging and open. So absolutely, I'm hoping the first and second group comes back into this group again. It makes it fun, and you know, this is our tribe, guys. And then after this, you know, after this, if anyone wants to go beyond this, I'm gonna have a membership that I'll probably start in April, which I'll get more into that later. I don't want to overwhelm you guys now. Oh, thank you, Tamara. I know. Well, you know what? This is the program. I have done a lot of self-work myself. I've done a lot of spiritual work myself. Christina came in. Christina studies these type of formats. I trusted Christina. You know, this was her idea. I trusted Christina, and I'm finding I'm growing within myself. You know, I'm growing, I'm showing up. I can mentor people in, because I'm like, all those years that I flew out and I taught workshops, I was like, okay, on project courses, I like teaching technique. You know, I know people are like, I want to learn to build this. Well, I've got to figure out how to, in 6 hours or in the shortest amount of time, how to shove everybody into a program like we're going da 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 da. You know, so I can't teach safety. I can't teach this. I can't teach that. There's so many things I can't teach because all I care about is teaching you the steps. Okay, now everybody do this. Everybody do that. Years and years, and I would see the same people show up over and over because now they want to learn this piece, you know, now they want to learn this piece. And I was like, you guys have the skills. So with this course, you know, you guys can take a project course just for the fun of it. But from, you know, after getting through the program, even though I don't build this directly with you, you should be able to build that. Even though I don't build this, it's really fun to see people stretch your minds. Unless, you know, this course is about creativity. It's about learning the techniques, but stretching your own creativity and your own mind to what you want to build and what makes you happy. And that's 100% encouraged. And we have a time frame to do it, and we have a place to show up, and you have people that could be like, no, don't do it that way, do it this way, or yeah, how about this, or if you want to look that, or, you know, giving each other ideas. Who did the dye for my logo on the back of your jewelry? Oh, okay, so who does this is Danny Wade. You guys know Danny Wade? He does beautiful, and also Buffalo Exchange? Buffalo Rutland. He does, so 2 people, you know, and he opens up, but they both have incredible dyes. Yes, so I think mine, I just found it now. I think, no, that's not mine. Mine rolled away somewhere the other day, and I was like, man, I've got to find it. You know, I've got my big anvil here, so I had to find this tool. I saw it, and I was like, all right, I have to grab that. So that is my Susan Lennart yoga logo, and I think it was $250 to have the logo made, and I solder this onto everything. I love getting this onto the back of my rings. Like, check this out. Okay, this has a number because this one is going to be on the sale, but I love the back of my pieces as much as I love the front of my pieces. Look, there's my logo. You can see the different marks in here. You can see the layers. You know, this is all put into all of the work. Here's another one here. That one has it, but yeah. So it's like all of this is here and put in to in layers to all the work. Do I have it on here? No. So that's kind of it. So think about it. I mean, really, if you can't afford it, start with 1, move to 2, move to 3, but I would maybe start at the beginning. Hey, there's Carly. I got to see her the other day, and oh, what does it look like? Oh, I was afraid you were going to ask me that. Remember, I was just saying, it looks like, you know, it's a die that looks like this, but it has my logo. Oh, let me see if this is it. Hang on. Oh, I did find it. Okay, here's my logo. It's about this big, and it, you know, of course, it's backwards, carved in there. I'm trying, you know how it's hard to, like, right, guys? Everybody in the course. So there's my logo, and it has my name on it, and this was like $250, and oops, all you guys could see is my necklace, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, so on my pendant, yes, it's on here. Do you want to see? It's on here too. So I put on all my pendants. See how the back of this looks? So it's nice, you know, it's like just, I decided, how do I want this to hang? You know, I could have brought it straight from the middle. I have another piece that I bring straight down the middle. I have some I like bringing down the sides. I have a piece like this here that let me get this untwisted. You know, I have a piece like this here that if you see, this is gonna sit straight down the side of my body. You know, so this piece, this is all in the assembly chapter also. You know, you talk about how I add pieces and take pieces away. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I have a little sterling silver clasp here, and I could always wear my necklace as a choker and just let the leather come down my back, you know? Why not? Different ways to move pieces. So this is in, you know, what you don't get in, you'll get all this in Intentional Metalsmithing. Really, I am so impressed at the work people are doing. We also need to build confidence to develop or show our own designs. That's exactly it, Debbie. And it's like within a group, I have seen people grow exponentially. Within a group, within our tribe, you're safe, you grow, you get confidence, you do get confidence because I can guarantee you, it's like, I can guarantee you in any field in the art world, you have to be a person that can stand there behind your work. When I did my first group, I went to Milan Fashion Week and I built the ribs and I built bones and I built really crazy pieces. And I was seeing all these beautiful pieces come out of Milan, tiny and beautiful. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go to Milan Jewelry Week with Vogue Accessories editor, and I'm showing up with my real raw work, you know, and I was shaking in my boots, and I told my students that, you know, I'm shaking in my boots, but I went and I bought a simple black dress, and I bought El Gringo cowboy boots that came up to my knees that were a fortune, but I was like, if I am buying something that matches my jewelry, so I brought the cowboy boots and I wore them on opening night. And I was like, look, here I am, an American. I'm going there looking like a cowboy. I have ribs and bones. You know what I mean? So it's not Europe, you know, if you realize the cowboy stuff is our stuff here in the United States. So when I was like, I told my friend who came with me, I'm like, look, when we walk in, don't feel bad for me if my stuff is like stuffed in a dusty corner. It's really different than everyone else's, you know? But I went in and I looked like my jewelry and I stood behind my jewelry, and my jewelry was front and center. It blew me away. It was front and center. It was right there at the first case when, you know, after you passed the gold, you went into And there it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, and it was really exciting because I had so many people that came up and talked about my jewelry, that photographed it, that I know that our fashion world kind of crashed a little bit afterwards, but I'm going in this year and I'm getting myself prepared for my own goals of what I'm looking for. We just had a show and tell with the students on the last round of Intentional Metalsmithing. It was amazing to see how much work they've accomplished just in the 6 months. At first, the first couple months, it's like you're working it. You don't notice as much. I see when I first start showing up with people, when they first start Intentional Metalsmithing, it's like I'm kind of quelling panic, quelling the fact that, oh my gosh, they feel like they should be farther, they should know more, they burnt a piece, or this or that, And then you get like midway and it's like everybody starts really being successful because now you have your torch down but maybe you don't have the skills yet, Then as you round into those last couple months, oh my gosh, it blows me away at the work. And remember, there's no competition and there's room for all of us. We are actually just making a market for ourselves. The more people that know jewelry, if people love your jewelry or this person's jewelry or that person's jewelry, they're also going to notice your jewelry and my jewelry. It's not like we only have a certain amount of money. I decorate my house in jewelry. You know what I mean? It's like I've got artifacts and jewelry and frame jewelry, and this is going on the wall, and so there's more than enough room for anyone. The more people touch and even get inspired by the idea of jewelry worn in a different way than what we're used to. Most people are like, if I say that I'm a jewelry designer, they're like, oh, I'm getting married, can you make me a gold ring? And it's like there's so much more depth to jewelry and adornment, and this also means, let's see what Christine is saying. She's probably trying to okay, I'll say okay, good, got you. Okay, good. Okay, it's a beautiful, thank you, Brandy. And Brandy's right, it really is a beautiful group, and tribe is so beautiful. We really are a tribe. And because here's the thing, when I started this group, when Christina gave me the idea. Now really, Christina, this is her brainstorm, but when I started showing up, I teach jewelry. I love jewelry. I've been in jewelry 30 years. I know all aspects of jewelry. So when I started showing up, I made a commitment to myself to not be worried that you're going to make beautiful jewelry. I hope you make beautiful jewelry. So for me, what happened is, and I was scared too because I didn't know what was going to happen. I showed up and I really put love into my students, encouragement, growth, open, gave you guys all the techniques you want to know, mentored you guys, mentored myself. And what I found at the end of my first course, which blew me away and made me trust this whole process, I got so much love back. It's like I woke up and I was like, oh my God, there's people in this first group that were like giving me love. And I'm telling you guys, that's that spark of energy that we talk about. I do meditation, I do yoga, I do my vibrations. When I get up, I put energy into my group. Some people feel it, and I know they feel like some people are like, don't you get exhausted? You put so much energy in. And I'm like, my energy doesn't come from me. I'm actually funneling energy. It's funneling energy for our group. And when you guys do it and funnel energy for our group becomes bigger and better and more open and more free. And every time we can lift somebody up in the world, one little inch, the whole world moves up, really literally. So, from this program, I think both Christine and I, we talk about this. We have both learned so much about ourselves, about courses, about energy, about the world, about meditations, about, us working together. One thing we find, thank you, Barbara. One thing we found is that we have to stay on the same vibration. And if one of us is down, we kind of help each other up to this level. So Christina has her course that she does that is more of like a mentoring, the business side of mentoring. I'm mentoring in a visionary kind of way, and she mentors in another way. So you guys will see. Once you get into this course, you can check out her course, you can check out my membership that goes beyond this, you know, and just keep growing. We don't have to lose our tribe. Our tribe will always be here. Got it? Oh, thank you, Joanne. I love you, Susan. Thank you, guys. See? So it really is true. So you guys are coming into this, and you have my embrace, you have other people in the workshop embrace, and that's why our group, our tribe, feels so good. You know, we've got each other. And it's a circle of energy, and, you know, and because we don't let, you know, yes, you can show up and be panicked and something isn't working, and, you know, it's good to come to the group that way. I'm not saying you have to roll out of bed and be happy every day. That's not what real spirituality is about. There's some days where you're crawling up hills, you know, and there's some days where you can't even focus because your mind is like, you've got so much information passing through your mind, you know, and I'm not telling you to try to stop it. You just need to not pay attention to it, you know, and get in and do your thing. So anyway, here's our group. Next week is really exciting. We're opening up the courses of Intentional Metalsmithing starting on Monday, and we've got my shop, my store, we have the sale. Christina's sending an email out. Make sure you're on my email list. I think you guys are if you're here on Alchemy. This Alchemy of Soldering will be open to the end of February. So get on here, learn what you can about the tools. It's open till the end of February, and I'm not exactly sure. Christina has a good idea about that, so we'll see. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I know, see? So it really is true. It's like, you know, see, and it really is true. So Christina, we don't talk about each other behind our backs. We support each other, and we support you guys. And that is really what the whole program is, and we tried it that first year with our group, and it works. Like, you can't go in and talk crap about somebody, because then it starts breaking down your program. Got it? So anyway, you guys, that's what next week is about. My sale is Saturday, East Coast time. I think it's at 5, and Christina will mail out for that. I have some really cool things on the site. I kind of put myself out there a little bit more, and after that, I'm going to be putting myself out there a little bit more and more. So check it out. I have my gems closed right now. We put on a few more gems. I like to put my gems together in $100 batches, and then I have like $200 batches too, that really are these gorgeous, gorgeous gems. Such a good quality. They are manufactured in India, and they're with really manufactured, you know, it is important to me, who's putting good intentions into my jewelry, into, you know, myself, and also it's important to have things ethically sourced, because it's important the energy that are going into these gems. And I'm telling you, I'm going to be out there soon to meet these guys in their own area. But when I first had these gems in my house after I bought them, oh my gosh, I would have such vibrant dreams. If you guys are ordering any gems from me for anything, just put them by the side of your bed before you work with them, and you're going to get ideas. I say, you know, a lot of them are, of course, crystal based for these real shiny, you know, the crystal base, and you know, so it's a lot of these. It's a lot of the blues. It's, you know, all these gorgeous, gorgeous, small, you know, small, large. Oops, it's hard to think of turning things the right way. So, all right, you guys, so the gems will be back on there for the jewelry sale. Everything will be restored. It's shut down right now, the site, but if you need gems, if you want to check out my jewelry, if you need a piece of jewelry to keep in your studio, feel the vibration, I'm really writing that into my jewelry line, because it really is about the vibrations I put into it. It's about the gem vibrations, it's about the jewelry vibrations, it's about color, shape, form, all of this. So check it out. Okay, you guys, just look for Christina's emails. She added AOS video and the stacker rings video into Kajabi. Okay, you guys, so, and I saw that too. So excellent, excellent. We're both working very hard. There's the website. We're both working very hard behind the scenes. Oh, that's a good question, Brandy, and Christina would answer that. Like I told you guys, she's doing a lot of this organizing, you know. So we've both been working very hard. We're in the final stages of getting this book completed. I know some people have waited a long time, but we really used, thank you so much, used with the blessings of the first and second group to help form like what questions we need, what, all of this. So, okay, so just the most recent version will be in your Kajabi. So when you purchase an Intentional Metalsmithing course, you will automatically get the Alchemy of Soldering with it. You'll automatically get the book, even if you just purchase one. But really, oh my gosh, it's a good group. It's addicting. You're gonna love it, and then we'll see. More things are coming, guys. It's super exciting. It really is nice to get to this point. Okay, good. Oh, you love the first one too. Aw, thank you, Brandy. That was good. Yeah. Okay, you guys, I know that one had a lot of stuff too. Okay, is there any other questions? I think we're gonna go ahead and close this down. It's been an hour. I know for some people it's hard to get on and listen for an hour, but for some people it's not. Okay, so any other questions? And otherwise, maybe I'll see you guys Saturday for the sale. Maybe I'll see you Monday. I know for people, I love you guys for showing up from the first group, because you guys show up and like you want something more, but we're here still. So anyway, on Saturday too, the beautiful gems will be back. Check out the collections of gems in there. If you want to make your own, check out the jewelry. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. And yeah, so you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to have a wonderful weekend because, the store is done. It's done. We just have to open the doors tomorrow. So it's so exciting. Thank you. I wore this for you guys today. Oop, it's a little bit crooked, but this one, I've been playing with it so much that I have to fix this attachment right here. But this one will be on its way to Milan with a couple other pieces in a couple days. So I wanted to wear it today. Last time. Okay, thank you guys. Oh, see? Thank you. All right, you guys. Let's see how I get out. Here we go. End live video. All right, you guys. Good luck. Have a nice weekend. Maybe I'll see you guys Saturday. Mwah.